Have you ever set goals in the past and not achieved them? Well, we all have, I think, and health and fitness is no different. Health and fitness goals are no different. And in fact, most people who set a health and fitness goal don't achieve it and they quit within 4 weeks. So for that reason, the title of this presentation is Don't Set Goals Again and Do This Instead. So I'm Nico Valla, and I believe that you can achieve success in your health, your fitness, your career and your relationships in a way that is unique to you. And today I'm going to talk to you about goal setting and breaking your goals down into manageable chunks that you can start doing and start practicing so that you can actually achieve your goals. So, as I said, the title of this presentation, Don't Set Goals This Year. So the problem is that goals feel good at the time. It feels, particularly like at New Year's resolution times of year, for example, or it might be a birthday, or like it might be a glance in the mirror, or a photo that you've seen, or maybe even a reality check, like a doctor's visit and a frank conversation with your doctor that something needs to change. So you set a big dramatic goal and it feels good. But the problem is that goals are more of a wish. They're a wish for a better future. And if you focus on the wish, then nothing's really going to change. So the problem is not the goal itself, but not doing the things that you need to do to achieve the goal. So if you focus on the goal, you will not achieve it. So learn this off by heart. So if you focus on the result or the goal or the jackpot, nothing will change. But if you focus on the change, results will come. Focus on the change and the daily practices and the actual change in your life that you need to make. And that is the way to achieve your goals. So the first step is to know what you really want. So decide what you want to achieve. Get your goal on paper and get excited by it. Ask yourself why you want to achieve this, and then ask yourself why that's important. Ask yourself that a number of times. So you want to get to the deeper reasons why your surface level goal is important. And I'm in two minds about this, but sharing your goal with other people, it can create leverage and accountability for you. But at the same time, in my experience, if you share a goal with somebody or share a goal publicly, it often feels like you've achieved it and you start behaving in a way that you've already achieved it, and so you don't achieve your goal. So it's personally sharing my goals doesn't really work very well. So that's up to you. Decide who you want to be is the next step. So who do you need to be in order to achieve your said goal? So the things that you've done in your life and the things that I've done in my life so far have led me to today. And that is who I am. Who I've been has led me to who I am today. And for a goal, there needs to be a change. And so you need to be a different person. So who do you need to be in order to achieve your said goal? What are your values? Who is your future self? And you need to start familiarizing yourself with that person. There's a big gap between who you are now and who you need to be. And then once you know this, you can act as if. So once you know who you need to be, you can act as if you are that person. Most people become, and I'll expand on this in a minute, but most people become the products of their feelings. But you can decide to choose to act as if and become a product of your actions. So for many, many people, uncomfortable thoughts or feelings creep in, and we get pushed and bullied by them every day. A lot of people will start the day doom scrolling, so to speak, and uncomfortable thoughts or feelings will creep in. Or maybe somebody will say something to you at work or in your personal life, and that will create discomfort. And for so many of us, we react to that and we take action away from our values, which is normally unsupportive behavior. For example, a vice, it might be alcohol or comfort eating. And it's immediate gratification, and it immediately makes us feel better because it takes us away from that uncomfortable thought or feeling. But the problem is, if we consistently do unsupportive behaviors that take us away from our values, then we become that identity and we end up feeling powerless, frustrated, unhappy, and unfulfilled. But we have a choice, which is the great news. And if we decide to act as if we become familiar with our future self, we can act as if you're the person you want to be. So when that thought or feeling creeps in, we can decide to act as if. Rather than reacting, we can respond, and we can take action towards our values, which is more supportive behavior. So rather than taking action away from our values with a vice, for example, it could be alcohol or binge eating, like I suggested earlier. Now we can take action towards our values, which is supportive behavior that builds trust and confidence in yourself. And as I said, we are what we consistently do, so we become that identity, and we feel empowered, inspired, fulfilled, and we have a sense of identity and self. So in order for this to become a reality, you need to actually do the things. So do the things that you need to do. And this is how to break the goal down. And so rather than goal setting, this is what we're going to do. Break the goal down into skills. So the skills that you need to the skills that you need to build in order to achieve that goal. Break each skill down into daily practices and then do the practices daily. So here's what to do. Pick the easiest daily practice that will give you the biggest return. And then scale that daily practice back until you are a 10 out of 10 confidence to do it. So if you are feeling a little bit of resistance to doing it, make it easier. Practice your chosen habit or practice for a couple of weeks and track it. Hold yourself accountable. Track it with a cross or a 0 or a yes or a no, just on a piece of paper, and track it, yes or no, I did my thing today. And then make outcome-based decisions. So ask yourself, how's this working for me? Is this working for me? Is this moving the needle? Am I moving towards my goals? And if it is, keep going. And if it's not, make that outcome-based decision and change what you're doing. So a real life example of breaking a goal down into a skill and then a skill down into the daily practices. So in the domain of nutrition, for example, a goal might be to lose 10 kilos, which is the case for many, many people in sort of the health and fitness area. The skill, one of the skills that would lead you to that goal would be to eat well intuitively. And then the practice would be to eat slowly, for example. One of the practices would be to eat slowly and mindfully. And then that's a big overarching practice, which can be then broken down further. So it could be that you just select one thing that's going to help you do that. It might be to use a meal timer. And if that's challenging, you could break that down further and just use a meal timer at 1 meal per day, for example, breakfast. And then so I've just broken that goal down into skills and then the skills down into the practice. And then the practice, I've broken that down further into one tiny thing that I or somebody who's doing this could be 10 out of 10 confident to do. A different skill domain could be the skill of change. And the goal could be like stress reduction or calm. Like I've given an example in my life. I'm a dad of 3 children, and my goal could be to be calm with the children, calm with the kids. And so the skill would be emotional regulation, and the practice would be to notice a name. So breaking that practice down, I can take time to notice and name my where my thoughts and feelings are right now, and I can direct those thoughts and feelings to the current moment. And in fact, I can look into the future and think, right, actually, are my thoughts and feelings a product of a worry that's in the future? And if I bring myself back, actually, I can realize that actually I'm okay, and I can manage the day-to-day with my children, who it's absolutely fantastic with them, but children are hard work sometimes. So in fact, bringing that thought feeling back to the current, back to the present, can be very helpful. So I can use that as my practice and just allocate some time every day to practice this. And in fact, I have done that in my life, and it's been extremely helpful, and it's allowed me to communicate much better with my children. So that's it, breaking goals down into skills and then skills down into daily practice. So now it's your turn. You can put this into practice with my 7-day Lean Habits Challenge. Let me know in the comments if you're seeing this on LinkedIn or Facebook or social media. You can direct message me. If not, there is probably a link below this video. Depends where you're seeing it. But yeah, let me know if you want to join the Lean Habits Challenge. Totally free. And it'll just give you that 1 degree shift. So a small change in direction today, a very easy change that's going to make you end up in a completely different place in a year's time. And it's going to take away the overwhelm that comes with dramatic goal setting. It's going to take the discomfort that's associated with diets and exercise. In fact, too much discomfort to more than you're willing to put up with forever is the main reason that people quit on their goals. So it takes that away. And the faff factor, so the effort involved. If a goal or a big lifestyle overhaul takes more effort than you're willing to do forever, then you're going to quit on your goal. And in fact, in a year's time, you'll be at square one, if not further back. So it takes away that overwhelm, it takes away that discomfort, and it takes away that effort. And it gives you a 1 degree shift. So a slight change in direction today, one tiny easy habit to practice. And then by layering the habits over the course of a year, you'll end up in a completely different place in 12 months' time. So let me know in the comments, let me know in a direct message, or click the link to sign up for the program, and I will see you on the other side.